In a lush green forest, there lived a gentle panda named Paul and his curious baby panda Jake. Paul was a wise and caring father, always teaching his son valuable lessons about life in the forest. He taught Jake how to respect nature and all the creatures that called the forest home. One bright and sunny morning, Paul and Jake set out for a walk through the forest. They were enjoying the fresh air and the sounds of birds chirping when Jake noticed something interesting: a patch of fallen fruit beneath a large tree. The fruits were juicy and colorful, making Jake's stomach rumble with hunger. Without a second thought, Jake darted toward the pile of fruit, eager to eat as much as he could, but Paul gently stopped him. "Jake," he said, his voice calm yet firm, "before you take those fruits, let's think about this. These fruits are not just for us. They are for all the creatures in the forest. We must take only what we need and leave some for others." Jake looked up at his father, confused at first. "But there's so much. Why can't we have it all?" he asked. "Because," Paul explained, "the forest is home to many animals. If we take everything, others will go hungry. We must share and ensure everyone gets their fair share." Jake thought about his father's words for a moment. He nodded and decided to take only a few fruits, leaving the rest for the other animals in the forest. Paul smiled proudly at his son's decision, pleased that Jake was beginning to understand the importance of sharing and fairness. As they continued their walk through the forest, they came across other animals who were also foraging for food. A deer was nibbling on leaves, and a rabbit was hopping around, searching for roots. Paul and Jake paused to watch the other creatures, noticing how they carefully picked what they needed and left the rest. Then, as they were walking back home, they heard a voice calling from behind. "Paul! Jake!" It was Sam, a fox who lived nearby. Sam had seen what Paul and Jake had done with the fruit and was impressed by their thoughtful behavior. "Thank you for leaving food for everyone," Sam said with a smile. "You showed kindness, and that's something we should all do." Jake smiled shyly and nodded. He felt proud of what he had done, but he also felt grateful that his father had taught him such an important lesson. Paul put his arm around Jake and said, "It's always good to think of others, my son. When we share, we make the world a better place for everyone." Later that evening, as the sun began to set and the forest grew quieter, Jake sat next to his father. "I understand now, Dad," Jake said. "It's not just about taking what we want. It's about making sure everyone is taken care of." "Exactly," Paul replied, his eyes soft with pride. "When we take only what we need and share the rest, we help everyone thrive together. That's how life in the forest works. Balance and harmony." As they settled down for the night, Jake fell asleep with a smile on his face, knowing he had learned an important lesson that day. He understood that sharing and thinking of others was more important than having everything for himself. From that day on, Jake continued to practice the lesson his father had taught him. He took only what he needed, leaving the rest for the animals around him. And in return, the forest became an even better place where kindness and sharing were at the heart of everything.